Okay, Chairman, we're live.
Thank you, Mark. Welcome to the virtual meeting of the Executive Scrutiny Committee in the London Borough of Hillingdon. This is a virtual meeting and is also being broadcast simultaneously on the Council's YouTube channel in London. The purpose of this committee is to scrutinise the decisions made by the Cabinet, who have just finished their meeting tonight. My name is Councillor Henry Higgins and I'm the chairman of this meeting. Before we start, can we just do some housekeeping? Please all your mobile phones around you are on silent. Please keep your microphones muted when not speaking and then unmute to speak. As the chairman, I will call those to speak during the meeting and Mark will indicate who you are. In terms of this technical meeting control, if any councillor leaves the virtual meeting partway through the period of time, lost connection, I will continue unless we are not quorate, which is 4 councillors. I will now take the attendance roll, please, before we move on. Councillor Riley.
Present, Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Wayne Bridges.
Good evening, Chairman. I'm present.
Councillor Nick Dennis.
Present, Chairman.
Councillor Simon Arnold.
Good evening, Chairman. I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor Peter Curling, Labour Lead.
Present, Chairman.
Councillor Peter Money is not here, so I think it's Councillor Dillon. Are you here present?
Present, Mr. Chairman. Hello.
Thank you. Councillor Prince, are you present?
Good evening, I'm present.
Thank you. And Mr. Tony Little, our co-opted education member, and also obviously Mark Braddock from Democratic Services.
Present, Chairman.
Present.
Obviously, I'm sort of doubling over myself here a bit, but Mark, can we give apologies for absence, please?
Absolutely, Chairman. Apologies from Councillor Money and Councillor Dillon. He's kindly substituting tonight.
Thank you. Welcome, Councillor Dillon. Declarations of interest in matters before this meeting. Mark, can you?
Curling.
Councillor Curling.
Thank you, Chairman. Just for transparency, I should declare a non-pecuniary interest in item number 8 due to the fact that my great uncle is one of the names on the said war memorial.
Thank you, Peter. Yes. Can we also agree the minutes of the last meeting? I'll take that. Silence is golden. To confirm, there are 5 public reports to consider by the Cabinet today and a few in private. We will lose the public connection then, and we will go to those as a committee. First, follow-up matters and clarification from the last meeting. There was.
You can resume now, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. At the last member, we sought a clarification of a number of points in the reports. These are for noting and not commenting. They were on the executive report, and I think they were emailed to you. Does anybody? I'm sure everybody received that. If anybody didn't, please let me know. I'll take it that you all said it. Okay, item 6, consideration of Cabinet decisions taken tonight and potential for call-ins. I am now going to take the committee through to the reports considered by the Cabinet tonight to see if there are any comments, clarifications, needs for potential for a call-in. After we have gone through each of the public items, we will move into a private session where the live feed will be cut. First on is item 5, monthly council budget monitoring report. Month 7.
I have Mr. Little, Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Little.
Thank you, Chairman. Refer to page 41, the section at the bottom, the financial impact of COVID on schools. Do officers have any estimates of the amount of income that schools have lost from lettings and the amount of expenditure they've undertaken that won't be refunded by central government?
Mark, do you have anything on that?
Chairman, if the committee agrees, it's something I can go away and come back to you on to find that information out. It would be useful to get.
But would the school forum have the responsibility to do this? Or,
The council may have some information on its own schools, but we can always
so
get that out first, and then see where we are from that.
okay then. So, Mr. Little, we can obviously our own schools that we're still running is going to be a lot easier to get. So it might take some time for the other stuff. Is that okay?
Yes, Chairman. I'll take what I can get.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Any other questions on this? No? Okay, I'll move on. Item 6 is Agenda B. Obviously, this will be going to full council. I mean, you're more than welcome to make comments, but I'm sure politically you probably want to keep your powder dry. But yes, Councillor Little, yes, please.
I have two questions, if I may, Chairman. On page 23, on paragraph 88 on Send Transport, and it suggests that there's some growth in the expenditure that will be undertaken on Send Transport, but says this presents a return to the normal increase in demand in this area. But when we look at high needs spending in education, we still seem to be going through extraordinarily high increases in that area, and I'm slightly surprised that need not be reflected in the Send Transport. So could we have a more detailed explanation?
Chairman, Chairman, this report is obviously going to go to the relevant policy overview committees, including the one that Councillor Bridges chairs, and at that meeting there'll be finance and service senior service officers present who can probably give you a bit more information about that. But if the committee wishes to seek that information beforehand, it's up to the committee, but there will be an opportunity to find that out and ask officers to come back to the committee on that as part of the consultation exercise.
Yeah, so I think for democracy we'll wait until it goes to the POCs, and it will come back to us on the following cabinet anyway, so we can if it's not the relevant information not given then, we can go after it then. Is that okay? There's
no comment. I assume so, Chairman. Yeah.
Okay, fine. You said two questions, Mr. Little. What's the second?
I can't currently find the paragraph reference, but it relates to the procedure that the council appears to be adopting for the overspend in the area of special needs, where the council is again applying to the DFE for a waiver so that some of the deficit can be met from the other schools' funding that is available. But it doesn't say how much the council is seeking to recover. Is it possible to know that number? And it says that a presentation is being made to the schools forum on the subject. Is it possible to have the document going to schools forum?
I don't know about the second part. Mark, can you pick up?
I can speak to the finance education lead on the second part about the document. Again, if the committee wishes for this information to be furnished now, I can go away and see if officers can do that. The alternative, again, is to ask this at the relevant policy overview committee in the
because it is going to council, and I would rather that it went to the POCs out of democracy rather than us asking for information before the POCs have had a scene to it. So I will, if you can wait, Mr. Little, till after that, we kind. It
would probably help if officers could be requested for the the answers to be provided at the appropriate POC. I'm quite happy to get the answers at the POC, but it would be helpful if they saw that documentation as well.
That's fine. I will forward those questions that you have asked to the relevant POC for thing, and actually one of the chairman is actually here, so he'll make a note. he will follow that up, I'm sure.
Hopefully Councillor Bridges will do that. Thank you very much.
He's a good chap. He'll do it for you. Don't worry.
And Chairman, if acceptable, I'll inform the relevant officers so they at least are prepared with that before they come to the meeting as well.
Thank you very much. Okay, there's no more questions on this, so I'm going to move on. Agenda item 7, grants to Hillingdon and local volunteer organisation for the financial year 21-22. Anybody? No.
Chairman, no.
Okay, item 8, referral to council 10th of September. The motion on World War II memorial and remembrance. Yes, Peter. Excuse me. Yes, Councillor Curley.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, if I could just refer the committee to a couple of paragraphs in the report and then come to a question. First of all, on page 168, the 4th paragraph down, and I'll read it out. It says, it is true that the subject of this council motion, the roll of honour, a closed wall-mounted World War I triptych located at St Martin's Church, West Drayton, was omitted from both the Hillingdon War Memorials Gazetteer and the We Will Remember Them book. However, this was entirely due to there being no knowledge of the memorial's existence, and not has been suggested because those that had died had been forgotten. If we then flip back a page to page 167, and under the supporting information, the 3rd paragraph down, it says that research was undertaken over a period of 6 months with the Imperial War Museum register being used as a baseline for information, with further details being gathered through work with local archives team and from books published by writer and local historian Tanya Britton. It then goes on further to say that public consultation was also carried out via articles in Hillingdon People, which encouraged residents to come forward with information on any less well-known or unusual memorials. However, no responses were received. Well, it just so happens that the books that Hillingdon relied on for this information, and in particular the book from Tanya Britton entitled The Glorious Dead 1914 to 1918, did actually feature this particular triptych. So the information was there in the information that the council was looking at. So, I mean, I don't think this needs or should become a political wrangle, but I do feel that there should be some acknowledgement that this triptych had been overlooked, rather than suggest that the residents had not informed the council of its existence. Can that be taken back to Cabinet for that acknowledgement? Thank you.
Councillor Higgins, you're on mute.
Thank you, Mark. I think the problem here is that we've had, this has become a political thing, which it shouldn't have done, Councillor Culling. So I will take your notes and I will take them back to the Cabinet and speak to the leader himself and see whether he would make a comment on that. I don't know if you've got anything further than that, Mark.
No, Chairman, this is entirely within the members' domain.
Yeah. I think it's been. I think we've had a long speech, and I think things were said on both sides, and I think we just have to move on and just say that it's thing. But I will take that question to the leader for you. Any other questions?
I can't see any, Chairman. No.
Okay, thank you. We move on to item 9, statement of the licensing policy. Obviously, this is not for call-in, but obviously people can make comments if they wish, but it will be looked at full council. Does anybody have anything on that?
I can't see any members, Chairman, no.
Okay, thank you. And item 10 is the quarterly planning obligation monitoring report. Does anybody do anything on that one?
No, Chairman. I can't see
Okay,
anyone.
fine. So we will say goodbye to the public, and I'll wait for you to take off the stream, Mark.
Thank you, councillors. If you just remain on mute until I cut the live stream. Thank you.